And we didn't stop there with the O-line. Number 4, on round 4 at the 118th pick, we got Braeden Daniels, offensive line from Utah. And before we even get into him, these first 4, I am definitely in hindsight, I am very excited about because we did what we were supposed to do. One thing we talked about this Wednesday, we needed to focus on needs and the guys that we liked on our board as opposed to the best players available. We had guys that were maybe ranked a lot higher when we came up to second round, first round pick, second round pick, third round, and even to this where we could have gone different directions. I think Trent Simpson was still around, and I was blown because I was like, that's a linebacker. This is the perfect time to get him. But now reading more things about this guy, reading more about how he's been balling, and Utah has been solid the last couple of years. Already 6'4", right under 300 pounds. He runs a 4.9 40. He was just a 3-star coming out of high school, but this guy has been balling out at Utah. In the last 2 years, he had, I think, about 1,800 snaps, okay? 17 games, only 2 total quarterback hits, and I think 1 sack. I mean, just a protector, just a guy that's going to keep our QB upright. And that is something that we've had a problem with for years. Mm-hmm. And having this guy in here to do it, and he's athletic enough to be able to move on the screens, on the sweep plays, and on things like that. But then at the same time, he has had the ideal physique to kind of just stand there with hold the punishment, move to the twist, move to the. There's so much that this guy could bring to the table, and it's like, okay, you guys know kind of what you're doing now. All right, at this point, Will. I scrapped my little paper sheet that I was marking things off because I thought I knew something. And I threw that away at this point.
Yeah, that's best.
I don't know what we're doing.
Yep.
What do you think of this guy, man?
Yeah, no, I'm excited for it. I'm just excited for the fact of just building depth. Is the fact that if we've had so many times our offensive line has gotten hit and we've had to go to our second level and having someone as a developmental piece, I think is great. I'm a little confused as to what position he's going to play. My biggest criticism right now is they keep talking to him about as a tackle. And when you listen to some scouts talking about him, they say, well, his footwork is the biggest challenge for him right now. At tackle, he wouldn't be able to keep up with the players of the speed or the power as a tackle. And we're coming out there saying, yeah, we see him as a tackle. We're thinking we're going to develop him as a tackle. So that's my only little bit concern, where some people say he probably has a faster route to getting on the field if you slide him inside. But even the fact that he's got a little bit of, positional flex out there. So, as a backup offensive lineman, I'm okay with positional flex. I don't really need my starters to have all that. I want them to be good at one thing and not just like okay at a lot of things. But I like that in the backups, and it's just more depth. And because we have seen multiple times for many seasons when injuries along the offensive line have derailed our season. Yeah. And so getting some folks who they can start coaching up, I think, is a good thing. So not knowing a whole lot about this guy for me is more like philosophical. All right, offensive line in the 4th round, I like it.
Right. And actually, matter of fact, one of the last things you said is that this guy can be coached up. That's one of the things that I saw and I kept seeing about him is that he's coachable, which is huge. You need that. You need a guy, especially that if he's got position flex, you need him to be starting to figure out those different positions or be able to be willing to move to another spot because, hey, we know that a lot of guys come in and they're fixed at this. They're fixed at I can only do one thing. But you've mentioned it. We've talked about it the whole time. Position flex is absolutely a necessity. Mm-hmm. And we'll see what this guy could bring to the table. But it gives us more options and more young options. And that I love.